Are you tired of bad habits that you just cannot control? Whether it's smoking, eating fast food, watching porn, or masturbating, you've tried many times but just couldn't resist the urges. We all hate those urges because we feel powerless against them. But what if I told you that you could use those same urges to quit your bad habits? Yes, it's possible. Today, I'm going to share a powerful technique called urge surfing that can help you turn those urges into a tool for self-control. You will go from hating these urges to getting one step closer to quitting your bad habit every single time you feel the urge. Let's dive in. Urge surfing is a mindfulness technique developed by Dr. Alan Marlatt. It's based on the idea that urges are like waves in the ocean. They rise, they peak, and eventually they subside. Think about it. You must have had this moment in your life at some point before, when you had a strong craving for something, but for some reason you wasn't able to act on it, and after some time it just went away. That's exactly what this method taps into. Now you might be wondering, why is this method so effective? Let me explain. Most of us think that urges are commands we have to follow, but the truth is, they are just suggestions. Urges are like little kids throwing tantrums. If you give in, they get stronger. But if you stay calm and don't give in, they eventually quiet down. Our brain has something called the reward system. When you do something pleasurable, like eating junk food or checking social media, your brain releases a chemical called dopamine. This makes you feel good and encourages you to repeat the behavior. That's why urges can feel so powerful. Your brain is craving that dopamine hit. But here's the interesting part. Urges, like waves, naturally rise and fall. Neuroscientists have found that cravings usually peak within about 20 to 30 minutes and then start to decrease if you don't give in. This is where urge surfing comes in. By acknowledging and observing the urge without acting on it, you allow your brain's natural processes to take over. You're essentially giving your brain time to recalibrate. It works because you actively train your mind to see urges for what they are, fleeting and temporary. This shift in thinking is not only powerful, but effective from the get-go. After surfing your first urge wave, you will start realizing the power of this method yourself. It will put you back in control. It changes your relationship with your urges. Instead of fearing them or feeling controlled by them, you learn to observe and manage them. It's like building a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger you get. Over time, you'll find that your urges have less power over you, and you're more in control of your actions. Now to the main method and how to execute it. When you start feeling the urge, start by acknowledging it. It will be a little hard at first, but will become a habit soon. Don't ignore it. Most of us try to ignore or suppress our urges, but that only makes them stronger. Instead, recognize the urge for what it is. Say to yourself, I feel the urge to check my phone, or I feel the urge to eat that cake. This awareness is the first step towards control. Next, observe the urge without acting on it. This is the key part. Feel the urge in your body. Is it a tightness in your chest, a restlessness in your hands? Just observe. By doing this, you create a distance between you and the urge. You become an observer, not a participant. When you feel an urge, your body reacts. You might feel jittery, anxious, or restless. Instead of immediately reacting, take a moment to just observe these sensations. It's like watching a storm from a safe distance. You see the lightning and hear the thunder, but you're not in the storm. This observation helps you detach from the urge, giving you more control. Now ride the urge as a wave. Just keep observing continuously. It will build up, reach a peak, and then gradually fade away. Your goal is to surf this wave without getting swept away by it. Stay with the feeling of observation, ride it out. You'll notice that after a few minutes the urge starts to weaken and eventually goes away. This is the magic of urge surfing. It teaches you that urges are temporary and that you have the strength to ride them out. Here is the summary of complete process with an example. Imagine you're trying to quit smoking. You're sitting at home and suddenly you feel an urge to smoke a cigarette. First, acknowledge the urge by saying to yourself, I feel the urge to smoke. Then, observe the urge without acting on it. Notice the sensations in your body, like a tightness in your chest or a restlessness in your hands. Finally, ride the urge as a wave that builds up, peaks, and then crashes. Stay with the feeling and let it pass. After a few minutes, you'll notice the urge starts to fade. By practicing this process, you not only manage the immediate urge, but also build your overall self-control. The next urge will become easier to surf than the last every time you successfully surf the wave. Now, some practical tips that you can follow. Number 3 and 4 are my personal tips that really worked well for me. Number 1, start with small urges. Maybe the urge to check social media or snack between meals. Practice observing these urges and riding them out. As you get better, you can apply this technique to bigger challenges. The idea is to build your self-control gradually, just like you would with any new skill. Number 2, be patient with yourself. Building self-control is like building a muscle. It takes time and consistent practice. Don't get discouraged by setbacks. Every time you practice urge surfing, you're getting stronger. Remember, progress is progress no matter how small. Keep at it and you'll see improvements over time. Number 3, if the urge gets too strong, do 10 push-ups or 10 sit-ups or however many you can do. Physical activity can help distract your mind and reduce the intensity of the urge. It channels your energy into something positive and helps you ride out the wave of the urge. Number 4, in case you cannot do push-ups or sit-ups, take the deepest breath possible. Open your eyes wide and start looking around yourself. Observe your surroundings or look at your hands and observe them closely. This sensory focus helps reduce the urge intensity and brings you back to the present moment, making it easier to manage the urge. So the next time you feel an urge coming on, don't fight it. Surf it. Because every urge is an opportunity to practice self-control and strengthen your willpower. Think of it as a workout for your mind. Just like lifting weights makes your muscles stronger, riding out your urges makes your self-control stronger. Initially, it might feel challenging. You might stumble, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep trying. With time and practice, you'll notice a significant change. You'll start breaking free from those bad habits that once seemed unshakable. Keep practicing and watch how your self-control improves. It's a journey worth taking, and the rewards are immense. Remember, you have the power to change your habits and create a better version of yourself. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more practical tips on personal growth. And let me know in the comments, what urge are you planning to surf first? Your journey to better self-control starts now. See you in the next video.